do that. I always hit that key. Let's go back to our night shift on Vampyr and see what we can do. Now let's see, we were making tonics and I think that's all we were doing, making tonics. But yeah, it's gonna be a thing. Once it loads, it is taking its time loading. But this game's pretty slow to load, so it's okay. Alright, so here's where we left off. Now, we left off after making the tonic that we needed. We just came back from the morgue. Don't follow her. We need to come this way.
Finally, you've returned, Doctor. Did you find anything of value?
A little bit.
Yes, nurse.
You've worked your first miracle, Doctor. Now, this patient here needs immediate treatment.
Duty calls. When the storm has passed, I'll show you how to mix the remedy yourself with the same basic ingredients.
Many thanks, Doctor. When you've finished, you ought to report to Dr. Swansea in his office. He's been looking for you. Seemed pressing.
Sure. Diseases increase the blood quality of a citizen. Or decreases the blood quality of a citizen. Use the correct medicine to heal them. Alright, so we have blood quality. Who is this? What do we have here?
Good evening, madam. Can I help you?
It's my son who needs you, sir.
Yes.
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reid. How can I help your son?
I'm Beatrice Goswick, mother of Mortimer Goswick. Could you check on him, please, Doctor?
Of course.
I've heard much of your talents as a physician.
Sure. Now let's see here.
What can you tell me about yourself, Mrs. Goswick?
Not much to say. Just take care of my Mortimer and I'll cover all the expenses. That's all that matters.
Okay.
Are you really that rich? Most of the patients here are of a more humble origin, if I may say so.
Yes.
Thanks to my husband. May he rest in peace. I can cover any needed medical expenses.
Well, that's nice.
May I ask if you have an occupation, Mrs. Goswick?
I'm a teacher by profession. I teach young women who are more ambitious about their futures than their families.
Oh, that's interesting.
What do you think of your reception here? Any complaints?
I have had the uttermost reservations about this hospital since
Nice.
I arrived. But we had no other choice, considering the state of emergency.
Is there something in particular that's...
Okay.
Some of the staff were not especially welcoming. I suspect they're not accustomed to dealing with patients of such social standing.
Tell me more about your arrival at the Pembroke Hospital.
They're probably just
What gave you such a bad first
not used to
The
having
ambulance
sleep.
driver was quite rude, for a start. And that nurse, Miss Hawkins, seems to have quite a dubious attitude.
What do you mean?
She managed to secure a bed for my son despite the epidemic. It was a relief, but it wasn't cheap.
Well, it should be.
She charged you for a bed?
Yes, And I paid without question, considering the urgency of the situation.
I share your concern,
Yeah.
Mrs. Goswick. Be sure that I'll talk to the people involved.
I don't expect compensation, Dr. Reid. But I'm aware such behavior would not be tolerated in other hospitals.
Let's see, medical checkup.
Do you require medical attention as well, Mrs. Goswick?
I have other concerns right now, Doctor. I'm fine, thank you.
Okay. How's your life in London? Nope, we're good there. Personal... Nope, we're good there, we're good there.
Goodbye, Mrs. Goswick.
So nothing for Mrs. Goswick. How about the son?
Good evening. I'm Dr. Reid. Can I help at all?
No,
Really? Why are you here then?
I don't want to talk. My throat hurts too much.
I suppose that this pain is the reason you're here. Is someone taking care of you?
Yes. And no.
Could you at least tell me your name, sir?
Mortimer. Mortimer
I
Goswick.
think he's been bitten.
How painful is your throat, Mr. Goswick?
So painful I'd rather not talk at all, Doctor.
I'm sure you realize a doctor and his patient have to communicate, sir. Would it help if I gave you some paper and a pen?
Not really.
I see. Then maybe it's not just your throat that hurts, Mr. Goswick. Perhaps your sore throat is just the consequence of something more hurtful.
Yes, maybe.
Possible.
But I don't want to talk or even write about it now.
Okay. How painful's the throat?
How painful is your throat, Mr. Goswick?
So painful I'd rather not talk at all, Doctor.
Yes. But
I'll let you
There's
get
a-
some rest.
there's a note there.
Good evening, Mr. Goswick. How are you?
I'm okay.
Alright, so. About your hospitalization.
Why did your mother have you hospitalized here? She seems convinced this is a bad hospital.
My mother just wants the best.
No, she doesn't.
She won't rest while I'm here. She'd go all the way to hell and back to help me.
Nice.
Pembroke Hospital may
Interesting.
look unorthodox, but rest assured, you're in good hands here.
It's not me you have to convince, Dr. Reid. It's my mother.
If you say so.
Is your mother bothering you? As your doctor, I can ask her to leave you alone if you would prefer.
That's tempting. But you have no idea what my mother is capable of.
Oh, she has no power here.
Tie herself to my bed if you asked her to leave.
That's a little disturbing.
How painful.
The point of this is still in here.
So painful I'd rather not talk at all, Doctor.
Okay, maybe it's been the back that was bad. Let's see.
Tell me about yourself, Mr. Goswick.
I don't want to talk, Doctor.
Well, we can't.
I have to go now, sir. But
We don't have enough information to find out what's going on with him.
Doctor,
Good
Hold on,
evening,
let me-
Mr. Goswick. How are you?
I'm okay.
Do you need any help?
I'm afraid I may, sir.
Uh-huh.
I don't mean to be
You are not a burden.
You are not a burden. sir.
No.
Healing you is my
We
responsibility.
know what's wrong.
And you have my gratitude for that.
So what is wrong? I just took the fatigue medicine, so
I have to go now.
I guess that was his issue?
Don't hesitate to contact me if you need any help.
Don't waste your time with me.
I guess that was his issue. So he's healthy by the, what
It's locked, all right.
is that? Oh, it's the radiator. Oh, that's so cool. Alright, blood temptation, remember. Citizen's blood provides you a massive XP boost. But,
Dr. Reid, may I help you?
About the epidemic.
What can you tell me about the epidemic?
So you got some more information here.
I've been out of touch since I've come back to England.
Everyday folk don't know how bad it is. The papers certainly won't tell them. Not as long as the war is raging on, anyway.
Yeah.
News on the front stated that the Spanish flu was under control, at least in Britain.
It seemed to be for a while.
Yeah, right.
But that was only last summer.
That right, yeah.
And with a vengeance just over a month ago.
I don't think it did.
What can you tell me about our patients here at Pembroke?
This hospital was founded to help the East End poor and needy. But since the war and the quarantine, we've had all manner of folk.
That makes sense.
Can you be more specific?
Well, veterans, the elderly, dock
Yep.
workers. We even have a few mental
Yeah,
cases.
I've noticed that.
If there's space, we take them.
Alright. Anything else? Personal questions.
For how long have you been working here, Nurse Crane?
I first volunteered at the Pembroke in 1911, a few months after Dr. Swansea was appointed.
And before you arrived here?
You were a what?
If you must know, this was my first job.
That's interesting.
Well, Dr. Swansea certainly has confidence in your abilities. Are you in charge of the nursing staff?
Maybe?
Not in an official capacity, but the Pembroke doesn't always work above board, so to speak.
Interesting. Thinking about medical protocols.
What about medical protocols?
Dr. Reid, we don't have the money and resources here at the Pembroke like they do in the West End. We do what we can.
I understand that.
How is the duty roster organized?
Everybody works until they can't. If there's time, they'll eat a meal and shed a silent tear.
Wow.
I'll see you later, Nurse Crane.
These people.
We have some of the most brilliant minds in London at Pembroke.
These people. I do have to say, these people are definitely, something else. I mean, you gotta feel sorry for them.
Please,
That is what it is.
come in. Fascinating, is it not? In the last decade, so many mysteries have been brought to light with our microscope.
And this guy's questionable, too.
Human body. Biology's penultimate frontier. The more we explore its boundaries, the less we're able to trace a clear line between life and death.
What's with the skull?
You, my friend, have a foot in both countries. The view must be vertiginous.
It's at least as vertiginous as chatting about vampires with you, I would.
You
This must be all so new to you.
think?
This area of town, the hospital, a brand new life. How stimulating it must be.
I don't know about that.
I wish I could share your enthusiasm, Dr. Swansea, but my condition defies scientific categorization. Undead? Unalive? Immortality defies logic.
Yeah, it does.
I cannot express my thrill at this serendipitous turn of events. The world's most eminent specialist in blood transfusions, a vampire. One might say a gift from heaven.
I wouldn't know that. I'm gonna go with the paradox.
There is an absurd poetry to my situation. Physician, heal thyself.
Forgive me. I've been an admirer of your work for a long time.
I'm sure.
Now you are so much more than a brilliant physician.
Sure.
And please, call me Edgar.
Okay, no, apologize. This is not amusing. We need each other. We need to apologize.
There is no need to apologize, Edgar. You offered me sanctuary when I had none.
We'll go with that.
Very well. I have a task for you.
Of course you do.
Something that will require all your newfound skills.
If she says so.
Please, go on.
The Pembroke only survives through the generosity of our benefactors. Unfortunately, our main donor has found herself in a bit of a
Of
bind.
course, yes.
Now, if you could help her out...
A spokesman or politician is what.
Maybe.
That's not my calling. And until I come to understand what has happened to me, I require discretion.
Yeah, it's gotta...
Discretion is in order, Jonathan. Lady Ashbury has recently received rather indelicate correspondence that, if revealed, would jeopardize her
Oh
position.
no.
And you would like me to eradicate this threat?
By the stole, of course not. I would just like you to pay her a visit. Her ladyship is certainly near the tents outside, tending the sick. You can't miss her. Look for someone impossibly delicate.
Accepted. I'll see what kind of trouble Lady Ashbury is in.
This is definitely a,
Do you need...
Let's see if we can talk to him a little bit. I have a question.
I have just a few questions.
First time I've actually been able to
Then
talk to
ask
him
away. I'm at your service.
since we started. Let's go with the hospital.
Since I'm the one working for you, what should I know about Pembroke Hospital?
Yes.
Well, for many years, we have been the only medical facility in this part of town that people can rely on. We support the community here, as well as provide health care.
Okay, where do we stand?
Where do we stand today?
But to be honest, we cope on a day-to-day basis. The first wave of the Spanish flu last summer took us by surprise. We lack many of the basic necessities needed.
Of course we do.
What do you expect of me?
What we need is help. You were a soldier. This is a war. This white coat's still a uniform.
Yeah.
We fight to help the poor, the sick of the East End, the forgotten.
I mean, I give this guy credit for his enthusiasm.
You mentioned something about a secret society. A brotherhood, if I recall. Could you elaborate?
Maybe.
Certainly.
Oh, right.
I've been a member of the Brotherhood of St. Paul's Stole for several years. We are pledged to monitor and report vampire activity in
Oh, they have a
as
whole,
impartial scientific observers.
the whole group dedicated to figuring out vampires.
That explains your nightly wanderings about the docks and the questions you ask.
I feel it wasn't mere coincidence that led us to that part of town. There was something as yet unseen that set those chain of events in motion.
Yet you don't.
The
And
animation's a little
you know
spastic
the
at this scene.
monster lurks beneath the civilized surface.
The Brotherhood has studied your kind for centuries. We believe you are as supernatural as a lion is to a gazelle.
Sure. That's a
Since you seem quite the
interesting way to put it.
vampires, what could you tell me about my condition and how it came about?
That's a good question.
As men of science, our first step is always to start with what we know. Forget the myths, the hackneyed scrawlings, and the penny dreadfuls. They do not scratch the surface of the truth you now find yourself in.
If we actually knew the truth.
The sun. The morning following my...
Transformation. It's a good choice.
Its rays burned me. There was pain, smoke, and my skin blackened.
You will find there is very little that can kill a vampire, my friend. You have been offered relative immortality. The sun will most certainly hurt you, leaving you weakened and damaged, but it will not destroy you.
And that's interesting because in most vampire lore,
I take a life to live.
You are a vampire. You feed, and blood is the sole sustenance that can sustain your immortal frame. And only a living creature contains the nourishment you require.
okay, push him.
The man we pursued and slew in the canning factory, William Bishop, I believe, was he a vampire?
He was a skull,
Yeah.
technically speaking. The debate rages as to their classification. Some think them a subspecies of vampire, others something else.
Okay.
How do scowls come into existence?
The name means slave. The etymology may indicate that they are a lesser species of vampire. From what I know, vampires tend to despise them.
That's interesting. Kind of like they're a failed
Just for
vampire.
clarity, what differences are there between myself and a scowl?
A skull is easier to eliminate, Jonathan, even if they remain formidable foes for the unprepared. Vampires... Now, vampires exist beyond the mortal realm.
Yeah, but they can die.
We'll see each other again
So-
soon, Edgar.
Alright, so now we gotta chase down the lady downstairs. She's gonna be somewhere. Oh, what's her issue?
Good evening, Miss Howcroft.
What's
How
Howcroft
are
doing?
you tonight?
I need blood, Doctor. Warm, rich, vibrant blood.
Have you heard of any blackmailing going on within these walls?
It's an interesting question.
I have no time for mortal games. My secrets are beyond their comprehension, Dr. Reid.
Yeah, I like this lady.
Who are you really, Miss Howcroft? I mean, apart from being vampire.
Is that not enough
No.
for you, puny mortal? What do you require? Proof of my powers?
I'm curious to know who you were before becoming
That's a
a
good way to phrase it.
No, it's such a long time ago, I don't remember. Centuries of unholy life can have strange effects on one's minds, you see?
Tell me, Dontnod, why do you feel so attached to Mr. Elwood? Why him?
I'm not sure.
I'm not sure, Doctor. I think we have a bond of some sort. We've both suffered so much. He's the only mortal I find interesting.
Do you plan to make him a vampire too?
Of course not. How could I inflict my curse on anybody else? I'm not that cruel, Doctor.
Well, she's at least somewhat
When
sane.
you say you and Mr. Elwood are romantically
It's a
involved,
good question.
No, Thomas is a delicate soul, even though he disguises it. But I am not the woman he needs. No, for I am a vampire, Doctor.
Oh, her shot almost cracked there. Okay. Wonder why that one's like that. Interesting.
I'll leave you to
Usually they gray out.
your nocturnal activities.
I love how he lets her play the game. It's appropriate.
I'm so tired. Will this shift never end?
Okay, so that takes care of... I mean, if I sit there and talk to everybody, I'm trying to find out more information. There's a few things I need to resolve too, like, why the rich lady was charged with bad. Probably out in spite.
The flu took my dear wife, Emily. I take comfort knowing we'll soon be together again.
Mr. Rainfield, that's no way to talk. You're in good hands here, and we'll be up again soon enough.
She has very red hair.
Now do me a kindness and get some sleep. I'll be back round later.
Your words are kind, the blessings of an angel. You're the sweet, sweet lady of mercy.
I like the coloring of her hair. The lighting, everything works really well.
Good evening, Dr. Reid. It's a pleasure to see you.
It's so unusual to see a game
You seem so
in this
calm.
era.
Dr. Swansea
To be
has
this
brought me up
good.
to speed concerning your recent appointment to Pembroke Hospital.
You're a the lady who saved me that night, before vanishing into thin air. I remember you from the pub with Dr. Swansea.
Indeed. Allow me to introduce myself formally this time. My name is Lady Ashbury. I remember you well, in spite of the brevity of our encounter.
Well, at least we have Swansea fancies vampires. I feel played. I'm glad to see you. Let's go with that. I'm glad to see you.
Apologies. You've taken me by surprise. I'm very happy to see you.
The pleasure is mine, Doctor.
That sounded a little...
I hope you're more
Grumpy?
disposed to answer my questions now.
You must have countless questions, but our rather urgent matter first. Swansea has explained.
At least a little.
My cover, if you prefer, has been compromised.
Here to help. Okay, so,
Have any of the patients given you trouble?
let's go through the questions
These
first.
poor souls have so little left to live for. I do my best to ease their pain.
I'll go with I believe you.
The world would be a better place if it were cared for by women like you.
Yeah.
You make me blush. I am simply a necessary evil.
Okay.
Pardon my boldness, Your Ladyship, but I have questions concerning this condition we share.
Yes.
As a newborn, your hunger for answers is rivaled only by your thirst for blood.
Yes, please.
But the questions need weight.
Aw.
I'm a scientist. My trade is in the deciphering of mysteries, and I need information to feed my mind.
No kidding.
I will gladly answer every question you have, but first, prove yourself capable of resolving my predicament without eating the culprit.
Okay. I guess I'm here to help.
Dr. Swansea has commissioned me to be your agent in this matter. You could start by explaining what's amiss.
These past insufferable weeks, I've been the victim of extortion. I've made a first payment, but the blackmailer grows greedy.
Oh, naturally.
I must refuse his most recent demands.
Okay, what do you want from me?
What are your expectations? Please be precise.
As the newly appointed surgeon of this hospital, you are in an excellent position to ask innocent questions and deftly learn the identity of my blackmailer.
Oh, okay.
Who would be so foolish as to threaten you? A kindred spirit.
Even if it were the case, and I highly doubt it, a vampire would have asked for something more valuable than money. My suspicions lean toward a patient or their family.
That's a bit bad. Or one of the staff.
If we're dealing with an ordinary criminal, surely you've the means to deal with it yourself, if I may.
As immortal tradition doth dictate, all fangs and hypnotic eyes ablaze, the blood would run like a river. That's what I hope to avoid. Violence has a tendency to spiral out of control.
She does have a point there. It does do that.
Please continue. Every
Rest of the
detail
story.
is essential. I'm your man.
My embarrassment in this matter is eclipsed only by my shame at having put the hospital at risk. The threat from our anonymous scoundrel is clear. A list of dates. My visits coinciding with the dates of suspicious patient deaths due to massive blood loss.
Ah. Well, do we just accept it? Or do we challenge? I'll passively.
I'll take care of it. Do you know where I should start?
If that was the case, I'd settle the matter myself. You could talk to our local gossip, Harriet Jones. Not a pin drops here without her hearing about it.
I'll meet that woman now.
My life, as others know, is in your hands, Dr. Reid. I'm sure of your discretion, but I do fear your powers of persuasion will be put to the test. When this is resolved, I'll be your obligé.
Oh, really?
I'll answer all questions in regards of your condition.
I hope she does. Because it'd be nice to know what's going on. So, again, not even leaving the hospital. You were here for ages. Just sorting out the hospital issues and threats and people.
Bred with no respect.
Oh, look, here's our old lady.
What is this? Who are you? Get out of my room.
There's no need for alarm, madam. I'm Dr. Reid, the new surgeon.
Preposterous. Dr. Reid, you say?
Yep.
I don't want some bumbling intern. Where's Dr. Swanson?
Please calm down. I have questions. Shut up. Yes.
Please calm down, madam. I assure you that I am highly qualified. I'm just back from war duty.
How brave. Threatening an old defenseless woman. You know how long I've been a patient here? You've picked the wrong fight. I'm Harriet Jones.
Harriet Jones?
Nice.
Indeed. I've been meaning to have a chat with you. You know what goes on here better than any other patient, I gather.
Oh, better than any patient, nurse, or doctor. I've seen so many vile undertakings.
Nice.
I heard there have been some despicable goings-on. Was there a case of blackmail?
Probably.
Blackmail? Wait. You're investigating something.
You think?
This isn't a social call. One of those incompetent cunts slit a poor sod's vein.
You like gossip?
If I didn't know better, Miss Jones, I'd be inclined to say you enjoy this type of idle gossip.
God's honest truth, Doctor. It's just the way it is here. Most of these bitches would let you freeze to death before getting you a black.
Oh, nice.
You seem to know more about the goings-on here than anyone else. Beware, Miss Jones, in case suspicion should fall on you.
That's it. Blame the old and infirm. I see those little bitches' greedy little eyes. Just waiting for me to pop off they are.
Why?
I assure you, madam, this is not an investigation into a possible medical error.
Debauchery, then? Nurses Crane, Hawkins, Brannigans, whores, all of them. They can't keep their legs shut. I've seen them scratching slutty sores.
Really?
Well, if you have irrefutable proof, I'll not have the staff behaving in such a manner here.
This is your business, Doctor, not mine. But I swear one of the nurses is cavorting with some man on hospital hours.
Thank you for your time.
That's all we get?
You've given me something to go on. See you on the next round.
That's it?
Miss Jones, greetings.
To be a
How
conversation.
do we feel?
Again? Waking a poor old woman in her sleep? There isn't a poor life needs saving somewhere?
Alright, questions.
Now,
I don't know.
need to
Let's
ask
have to
you a
see
few
what's going on with this because
Well,
there's all kinds of weird stuff going on.
you really must.
Alright, let's get the rest of her story.
have you noticed any
Because
suspicious
once we know what's
conduct?
going on, we can sort everything out.
It would be a great deal easier to make a list of things unsuspicious in this house of charlatans.
Oh, that's entertaining. Surely it's not that bad.
Come now, Miss Jones.
Please.
Surely it's not that.
Couldn't be that bad, could it?
Have you no eyes? This hospital accepts all manner of souls, regardless of origin.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Proper sick cannot heal. We're kept sickened by the refugees.
That's an interesting perspective.
Everyone here is very capable. I have not seen any instances of unprofessionalism.
Oh, they're there.
Thieves and murderers, the lot. People have gone missing here, you know. Poof, without a trace.
Alright, so
If you could just
why are
tell
you
me
here?
why you were admitted.
It's terrible, Doctor. What with a pain in my chest, coughing up blood, and I get awfully tired. Wouldn't be so bad if I hadn't lost my house and all.
I see.
No one comes to visit you.
Yeah.
Not even my own flesh and blood.
Alright, so she's here because she has no
I'll come and
house.
visit you shortly. Good night, Miss Jones.
She's just faking. Yeah, she's just faking. She's faking sick and they know it. She would fall into the mentally ill category.
The patients and staff might know something. I'll start my investigation with them.
So we have different people that are marked. So, find Pippa, find Crane, find Gwen.
We are horrific liars.
What in the world? Ah!
Good evening, Nurse Hawkins.
Good evening, Dr. Reid.
Alright, Miss Hawkins. Haven't talked to you in a while.
What can you tell me about the strange man visiting one of the nurses during her shift?
Let me guess. You spoke with that old crew, Harriet.
Yes!
Do not pay attention to her, Doctor.
Unfortunately.
She's full of fanciful tales.
Unfortunately.
No matter how you feel about her, Miss Jones deserves our help.
Who says I don't care for her? Hate is what keeps that old crow alive.
Nice. So she is true.
She could have been telling the truth about the mysterious man.
That old witch will end up in hell soon enough. Who cares if a nurse finds some happiness where she can?
I almost can't blame her, though.
What can you tell me about the strange man?
Okay, so it
one of the
initially was grayed out.
Let me guess. You spoke...
Fortunately, there we go.
Goodbye, Nurse Hawkins.
Alright. So turn around. And
Good evening.
I haven't talked to Milton since fun as well.
Still trying to save lives?
I found your wallet.
I have some good news, Milton.
What? The epidemic's over?
I
I
wish.
retrieved your wallet with all the money and a certain picture.
Well, yeah, Pippa Hawkins is my girl. So what? Is it the difference of skin colour that bothers you?
That doesn't bother me at all.
Good. Please, take this money anyway. To remind you to keep your mouth shut. Not everybody is as broad-minded as you, Dr. Reid.
Alright, so,
Have you heard of any underhand dealings going on in this?
aside from
There
your
are a lot of
guns.
secrets round here. I'm not surprised someone tried to make money from them.
What kind of secrets?
I'm not in the gossip business, Dr. Reid. If you want to know more, you better talk to Harriet Jones. She's the oldest patient here.
Yeah, and she's a... Okay, so...
Why do you have such a mediocre reputation among your colleagues, Milton?
Fuck.
Nice.
Nobody knows the horrors I've seen since working here. This city was sick long before the epidemic, Dr. Reid.
I know it's a difficult task.
Oh yeah, it's
Correct me
definitely
if
a
I'm
sick
wrong.
city.
Is this not the job you are paid?
Any kind of World War II.
I've seen babies left to die while their brothers were properly fed. Underage girls and boys sold to all manner of perverts.
I'm sorry, I don't know what to say.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
We lack words. So excuse me if I don't look on the bright side of life.
Yes, welcome to the Depression and World War I, World War II.
What's going on between you and Nurse Hawkins?
Pippa's tired. Tired of all this shit.
Really?
Tired of all those corpses piling up.
Hey, George, how's it going?
Depressed as I am.
We're hanging out today with vampires,
During the war, I witnessed a few
And
cases just like you.
a hospital that needs help.
Circumstances. It can be very damaging.
Maybe you're right. But
How are you doing this evening?
And that's all that matters.
You do realize you could both get fired. Hospital staff are not meant to have intimate relationships with one another.
Come on, Dr. Reid. Do you know how many rules are broken in this hospital every day just to keep it running?
He's got a point.
There's nothing wrong with what we're doing.
He's got a point. This hospital is the low end of the food chain.
I'd like to see your goods.
Wise choice, Dr. Reid. A reliable gun is what everybody needs.
And really, what we want to do is we want to buy this gun. Because, frankly, that's worth 10. That's worth 16. See if we get some money here. We need to make some money. I can get more stuff. But need to figure out what we have. sell multiple. Actually, let's go ahead and sell everything. Because what we need is we need enough money to buy that gun. Because we know that he's the one who's hanging with the nurse, but I don't remember if he gets fired or not, or killed or whatever. You don't want to lose the shotgun in case he is, because who knows? Who knows? Okay, so that takes care of that.
It's safer here than anywhere else in the East End.
Nurse trained Dorothy. Why is there a... I mean... Someone's way off base. That's way out there. It's down by the docks, which is kind of unusual to see people eavesdrop. Use L3 to listen.
Please, sir. I need help bad.
What's going on?
I'm Blight, sir. Newton Blight. I've lost my mate.
Okay.
Can't find him anywhere.
Fortunately, that's the conversation I'm trying to listen to.
From the Pembroke Hospital. Please, calm down and give me more details.
Oswald and myself were both infantry.
Okay.
We were en route for the hospital.
That's good.
Well, we had a disagreement.
Oh no, we have a dead dude?
And Oswald ran off towards the canal.
How long have you been searching?
I can't go there. Too many rats by the water.
I'm gonna eat, I think.
Can't stand them since the war, sir. Can't stand them all.
Don't be ashamed, Mr.
That's fine.
Many soldiers who survive the trenches suffer from musophobia. I'll see what I can do for your friend.
Alright, so... let's catch up with...
I have all the information I need for now. If I find anything out about your friend, I'll let you know as soon as
Let's actually catch up with him later. But I want to...
You're sure
Listen.
you don't come back with me?
Nah, I have to see someone at the hospital.
Be careful. You look so bad they may keep you as a patient.
Fuck 'em. I don't like hospitals or doctors.
Well then, when you go back to Whitechapel, you may find this useful.
Oh?
What is it?
A pass for a free medical exam by the best nurse available. Just read it.
I don't read well, but thank you, I guess.
Huh. What's she selling? What is she selling? Alright, so that's a... can we go back to this? Yeah, we can now. Alright, so... let's do that in a minute. Let's find out what this guy's thing is.
Have you found Oswald?
Not yet, sir. I need more information first.
All right. What do you want to know?
Okay, first, let's just walk through the
This is a
town.
dangerous part.
I don't know what's going on.
What are you doing here?
We were looking for the Pembroke Hospital.
And it's right there.
We both need
Yeah, it's right there. What was that? I think I spazzed out.
Just need to feel better, sir.
Did my model just spaz on it? I have no clue. I just caught out of the corner of my eye. It's like I was wiggling around like a fish.
He didn't want to go to the
That's
hospital.
funny.
I think he went to the sewers on purpose.
Okay.
So I couldn't go after
So
him.
yeah, apparently every once in a while it skips and
Can you
hiccups.
tell me about yourself?
I'm Oswald's best friend. We served in the same regiment.
It's kind of weird.
taken care of each other since we came back from the front.
This is probably just a little laggy.
Can you tell me about your friend?
His name is Oswald Thatcher.
It does happen.
We survived the war together. Oswald is nervous and quite fragile since we came back.
Uh-huh. That's an interesting way to put it.
I have all the information I need for now. If I find anything out about your friend, I'll let you know.
Now, I could go through that particular story or not. But I think at the moment I want to follow that main story quest. Find out what's going on with the main quest. Opium! Wow. That's that's interesting. I'm not surprised. So with that, we can make painkillers if we get the recipe for it. So that's another thing we can make once we find out, once we have the recipe for it. And getting the recipe for everything is the trick. As you go through the game, you'll get more and more recipes that you can make. And it gives us what we can do. It's nice, it's fun. It's what makes this game different than a lot of other games, because everything is so... it's not simple. You'd think it might be simple, but it really isn't. The story is complex, and it's very realistic, because the everything that you deal with is slow, it's methodical, it's convoluted. It allows you to slowly understand what's going on in the world. And doing that...
This man has been savagely attacked and dragged to the floor.
That's interesting. I think I hear a skull. Alright. So let's see if there's anything else in here. Yeah, use that. Okay, so that's a skull. That's a skull. Right. We want to catch this guy off guard. He's level 8. We want to stun him. Stun. Stun. I thought you were dead. Okay. Yeah, the camera gets stuck on stuff. It's an unfortunate thing. It's definitely unfortunate that the camera does get stuck. But, you know. Was that a chuggle? Alright, so... inventory. Yeah. Yeah, that was a green chuggle. Nice. I wasn't expecting to find green weapons. Maybe you can find, like, you know, higher grade ones too, later on in the game. Save the hassle of having to upgrade everything all the time. Ooh. Oh, back off. Ah! That's bad. So it does do a lot of damage being two-handed, but there's a distinct downside to two-handed weapons. Because I lose this weapon. And since this one here is the one that keeps my blood full without me having to feed constantly, it's important that we have it. Okay, so we can't smoke through there. Let's go around. And we can smoke up. And we can teleport up. There's a skull over there. What's over here? I want to show them the place I'm not supposed to go. Okay, citizens to save. Be careful. Endangered citizen may not survive the next night. Go check on him. Do what now? So we have someone downstairs? Wow, I didn't realize that, I did not realize that was, well, that hurt. Okay, that's, I mean, there we go. So this guy is good to go. Why did I came this way? So now we have a friend. What do we have here?
Are you injured, sir?
Help me get out of here. I need to get out.
I'm Dr. Reid, and I'd be glad to help you, but you must calm down.
No kidding.
Please, take a deep breath and tell me your name.
Okay. Okay, I'm Oswald Thatcher. Please, I need to get out.
Oswald Thatcher.
Mr. Thatcher, your friend Newton sent me.
Okay, so this is the guy over.
Do you remember him?
Yes, I do.
Good, good.
Now leave this place and enjoy the cool night air. It's quite invigorating. I'm sure you'll feel better if you do.
Okay. I guess I have nothing else to talk to Oswald with. Citizen rescue. You have rescued a citizen. He will return to his district the following night. Okay. That's cool. So if we actually look at the map, and go to people, he's recovering. That's good. Claycock still needs a fatigue potion. Oswald Thatcher has a headache, but I do not have any painkillers with me. I mean, I got the opium. I just don't know. I just don't have it mixed into a formula yet. I mean, yeah, sure, you could probably take raw opium, but I wouldn't recommend it. I didn't want to leave. I realized that was the exit. That was bad. So now we gotta get load to the new screen, so we load to the old screen, and then move on from there. Vampires. Vampires are entertaining. The lore behind vampires is so murky. Partially because in modern times we've added a whole lot of mythical and mystical mumbo jumbo on top of the historical context and stories for vampires. So we've just added a bunch of stuff on top. Now, that's good and bad. The good part about that is, from a narrative perspective, writers have more to talk about. So like in this case, Sun doesn't kill the vampire. In most cases, Sun does kill the vampire. As long as they're not, protected. And in some cases, it doesn't matter if they're protected or not. The protection's irrelevant. It all depends on what the story is and the narrative that's being told. So it's very interesting to see how things play out sometimes. Oh, here he comes. See if we can. There we go, stun some. Yeah, you're done. That was classy. That was very classy. There's some coding. Alright. Anything interesting here? Not really. Eat the rat. Yummy. Now, that beware goes to the boss that's down here. See how that white X means there's a nasty critter down here. And I wish I could make a few serums, but werewolf.
What sort of creature is this?
This would be a werewolf. It's one of those that you have to really... Oh, ah. Ooh, that was... That was entertaining. I mean, I can kill him easily. It's just a matter of keeping the stun down. There we go. Just gotta heal, 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 heal. Oh, bad, bad, bad. Come on. No, bad. Ah. Ah, I couldn't get my... Okay, we're just gonna play this game. Oh, that's... No! Bad! Ouch! And unfortunately, this guy's tough. Definitely a tough cookie. Oh, I'm dead. Okay, he is way above my pay grade. We are not ready for him. Our gear's not ready, our potions and serums aren't ready. He is definitely above my pay grade. Alright, we'll deal with that in a minute. Because we're going to need some more equipment. Level-wise, definitely I think we could use some more level. We are a little under-geared. So, but that's okay. Because you're not expected to go through the whole story without any issues. And you're expected to, be picking up stuff along the way. Any more rats? That's the only one? Yeah, looks like I'm the only one. I mean, it sounds like there's more, but really, it looks like that's just the only one. I mean, what we can do is this moron still down here? Yeah, he's still down here. He'll be here until the next night, I guess. This room won't reset until after I kill that thing. And we're not quite ready to do that. So let's go get some materials. I mean, I could go through and do some of the side quests and keep talking to people and talk them up. But I think what we really need to do at this point is get us some more equipment and upgrade our gear and explore town just a little bit. Because we could use the extra materials, the levels, and so on. Search for the thugs course. A rat in the hospital. Yeah, we're not quite that. And you're a skull in town. You know, this is crazy. The sheer number of vampires and skulls and whatnot just running around town is a little creepy.
This is no place for you.
Nope, it's not.
I said go back home.
I am not going that way. You are level 13. I can't even take on the level 9 or so monster I'm supposed to take on.
It's locked.
Really? It was unlocked before. Just kind of bizarre, but okay. Oh no, this room is the one that was unlocked. Let's see here. So there's certain places we can and can't go. I don't know how far we can go outside of, away from Pembroke. Not sure. And we might find a bunch of, like, the guys that are way over our heads. Okay, so this section, Whitechapel, is in serious condition. So the hospital's okay. The docks are questionable. But Whitechapel, this big block of town, is all nasty. So we're gonna have to feral skulls. No. Let's get out of Whitechapel. That is not where I want to be right now. Ooh. That's just not even pretty. So I think we want to stay around Pembroke. Just for the simple case of lack of level. I mean, there's a bunch of stuff we're picking up, which is good. We're picking up stuff.
Go back home, idiot! Speak English, do ya? It's elite!
Yeah, these guys definitely I don't want them here. They are worth more to me dead than alive. And, you know, they died nicely. So, survey mission, object vampire activity, hospital, survey investigation. So they were investigating the hospital for vampire activity, which means that Miss Hallcroft was not going bonkers. She did see people spying on us. Just not her personally. Which, I guess that makes sense. So, that vindicated one of her ramblings. She might be nuts, but at least she's, observant. You just gotta kind of play by ear as to which parts of her story are total folly and which parts actually are legitimate. It's the hazards of dealing with mentally ill patients. And contrary to modern dogma, people who are mentally ill are not necessarily dangerous to themselves or others. It is a common fallacy that just because they're not you, they're not good people or safe. Always remember that. Just because they're different doesn't mean they're bad. Because in fact, people who are more like you are probably more evil than people who are different. You just tend to overlook it. Okay, so we're in the hospital district. Getting to the docks, I think, is currently restricted by those level 13s. But there's that Whitechapel exit over here. Let's go see if we can identify ooh, rats. Good. Thank you. People. Alright, so there's level 14s in here. That's not good. But we can work around that for the time being to try and snag some supplies from this place. Because the supplies are useful. Large box of pills. Okay, so it depends on what kind of pills those are. Depends on if they're actually worth what we can do with them. So I'm just keeping to the upper districts here. Just kind of look around. Because maybe we can find some more materials. So we just crossed into a different part of Whitechapel. This might be that more dangerous part of Whitechapel. Not sure. So this area has no people or anything in it, so let's see if we can find some more materials. That's what we want. We want the materials. We don't care about the fighting in this place. I want to get fighting, and I'll go go to a place that I can fight. Because the morgue has more than enough skulls that I can go kick a few times and obtain materials from. This is so crazy. Now, that's cool.
It's locked.
Alright, so that door's locked. So I guess this is an out instead of an in. That's a shame. Alright, so we have a start. Ugh. That jump makes the way they've got the animation on it's beautiful, but it does make you feel a little bit queasy if you do it too many times in a row. Must be how he feels. Honestly, that must be how he feels. You know, going into that ghost form to jump constantly like that. It's gotta be nauseating. Oop, oop, oop.
It's locked, all right. It's locked.
I got a letter. Alright, so... And that gave us an update to somebody's story. Okay. I want to, I'm not actually going to, sleep yet. What I want to do is I want to craft. So, we need these. Clove essence. Clove essence has been used quite a strong antiseptic. Alright, so, wow. That gave me treatment for cold, bronchitis, and pneumonia. Sepsis. Anemia. Upgrade weapons. Not quite enough there. Let me see what we can break down though. So this gives us some medications. Alright, anything else we can make? So we can't make bronchitis and cold remedies. Can't make the pneumonia one. Can't do the sepsis and anemia. That's good. Alright, so hold on a second. If we look at our people, he's mending. He could use some fatigue medicine. And this guy could use a headache medicine. So we'll want fatigue potion and a headache. So we'll want another one of these. And headache. We don't have headache medicine. Which is a shame. So let's see if we can upgrade anything here. Right, that can't be upgraded. I think the hand saw might be okay. London might be okay too. Can we upgrade anything? The gun, maybe? Right, because I have a green gun. The blue one's unlocked if I had the parts for it. I don't have the parts. I can make the green pistol. I don't really want to spend the parts on that, though. At least not right now. So, oh well. Standard bullet for revolver, shotgun shells. He is... Where? I wonder where he's at. I wonder where Clay Cox is. Is he in the hospital? the amount of person in the hospital. Alright, well, let's find out who these two unknown people are in the hospital. Because one of them might be Mr. Cox, who we know could use a fatigue potion. Okay, there she is. There's Elwood. An unknown individual over here. And you are?
It's locked.
Alright, Doc, who are you? Hey, Doctor, I haven't met. Yeah. Apparently I've seen him somewhere, so... Because his picture was up. But I haven't talked to him.
Good evening. I'm Dr. Reid.
Always a pleasure to meet a colleague, sir. Especially when he was supposedly dead.
A colleague? Are you a doctor too?
Not anymore. Sir. I used to be Dr. Rakesh Chadana. Now, I'm just Mr. Chadana.
Oh.
Pawnbroker and humble guardian of this morgue.
What do you mean, you used to be a doctor?
Huh?
Was your license revoked?
No, sir. It is just that I like to be precise. I run a little pawn shop while taking care of the dead. But I used to be a real doctor.
I get it.
Have you heard of someone blackmailing people in the hospital?
Pardon me, sir, but I have no idea what you're talking about.
He rifles through the dead who have not been claimed, takes their belongings, and sells them off to pay for their funerals and such.
You work here alone?
Yes, very easy work, sir. All I have to do is watch a few bodies. The situation was very different when the main morgue was still open.
Yeah, now it's covered in
Why
scald.
do you have to watch these bodies?
Because these poor fellows have no names. We keep them in case someone comes looking for the missing. Sadly, very rarely happens.
Yeah, and when it does, when they don't,
Close the hospital's main morgue.
I toss it
For
out.
sanitary reasons, after the beginning of the epidemic, cadavers had to be moved to the nearest mass grave.
Yep, so they just send him to the grave instead.
Are you afraid or uneasy being surrounded by so many corpses?
Why should I? These bodies are empty vessels. Flesh left to decay. Poof. No soul anymore. All gone.
I like him. He's very pragmatic.
An interesting point of view. And quite an exotic one, too. Most people fear, or at least have respect, for dead flesh.
Sir,
why?
as a medic during the war, I learned to face my death and the death of others. It's the pain we have to tame, not death itself.
How did you get this job?
After I left the army, I worked as an undertaker down by the docks. A dangerous place with many an unpleasant business there.
Yep.
Milton Hooks helped me.
And a whole lot of injured and dead. That's, well, there's no explanations.
Have we met before?
I don't think so, sir. Why?
When we first talked, you said you were glad to meet me since I was reported dead.
Funny story, sir. Your sister came here a few nights ago.
Oh no!
Missing, and she was looking for your body. She must be very relieved now.
Yeah. Let's not talk about my sister. Okay.
A pawnbroker? I expect you get all types of people here.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
All kind of people. For I sell all kind of goods.
Yeah, we'll see what you have.
Who comes here to trade?
That's actually a really good question.
It's very unhygienic, even unsafe. Diseases can spread. For the customers, for the hospital.
I'm very cautious, sir. I've been a doctor, remember? and all my clients are good people. In fact, I think I only know good people.
That's vague.
Kind of goods. With the quarantine, it's not always easy to buy things. So I trade, I exchange. Some people sell, some others buy. I like to help.
Yeah.
Since you're not afraid of dying, do you believe in life after death?
I don't know why we had to use our power for that.
We must do all the good we can while alive. For our time is short, and the obstacles are endless.
Do you think you would enjoy immortality as a concept?
I don't think so.
Good.
Don't mistake me. I love life, and I'd like to live a long life. But everything has to decay, sir. Even goodwill.
Nice. I like his answer.
Do you really believe goodwill?
I like that answer.
As I said, sir, everything decays.
The writers who did this did a really good job.
Goodness. I would be bored or worse. And I like to be helpful, sir.
Quite depressing, wouldn't you say?
Yes. But the good news is, we'll all die before losing our humanity, sir.
So you're ready to die?
No, I am not. I don't fear death, for I won't see it. What troubles me is the pain my death will inflict to those I know.
You're a wise man, Mr. Chidana.
No, Dr. Reid. I am a foolish man. But I like to think otherwise.
This guy is so interesting. I love the characters in this game.
Please show me what you have to sell.
Of course.
Is there anything rare and exotic?
It's just trinkets and curios, really. But I'm sure they can be useful.
Okay, so he sells... the medicines. Okay, so I can buy the compounds that I need from him in order to make the medicines that I need. But I can sell him what I've got, which I won't.
It never ceases to amaze me how you, the dead...
Alright, so... we do have need.
It's locked.
I'd like to get in there and steal the belongings from the dead. But... that's a shame. So the only thing I can do at the moment is see if we can find Mr. Cox. I don't think he's in the hospital, though. Right. And who are you?
Good evening, sir.
You're a doctor, I don't know.
I believe we're going to be colleagues.
Reid, yes, I've been informed about your arrival. I'm Waverly Ackroyd.
Okay.
Welcome aboard, I suppose.
One more doctor.
Does my arrival inconvenience you in some way, Dr. Ackroyd?
Let us just say that I don't particularly share Dr. Swans's enthusiasm for hiring you. What we need here are reliable professionals, not overrated dabblers.
Oh, that's a very interesting statement.
Have you heard about any blackmail going on in this hospital?
Blackmail? Nonsense.
If you have a problem with me, Dr. Ackroyd, please feel free.
Let's see what his issue is.
Dr. Swansea has imposed your presence on this hospital without asking anyone's advice.
He doesn't have to, he's the
The
administrator.
benefit of his position. But I don't agree with it.
I know we've never met before, but I believe this hospital could use all the help it can get.
Yeah, no kidding. Definitely use help.
Agree with that, I'm sure.
Oh, but I have heard about you, Doctor.
Oh no, here we go.
Of course, you can't say the same about me, since I have not wasted my time courting the press.
Oh. He's a wannabe. Yeah, let's go this way.
There is no need for such animosity between us. Don't you think the epidemic is already enough to deal with?
That is one point we could agree
Yes.
on. And that is precisely why I want to be sure that you will be of help to this hospital instead of a burden.
Why would I be a burden?
Since your tenure in this hospital is longer than mine, perhaps you can tell me more about this place.
Let's just say I'm tired of the carelessness around me. I have always respected the skills of Dr. Swansea, but over time his enthusiasm has become displaced.
Carelessness?
Oh.
Exactly
This is
what
interesting.
are you talking about?
We're here to save lives. The people who trust us are not volunteering for experimentation. They're here to be healed.
I don't intend to run any radical experiments, Doctor. Even if I, as any good practitioner should, express an interest in pushing the boundaries of medical research.
Modern medical methods were created through audacity and ego. But there are rules in our line of work, and they're here to protect our patients.
That's true. That is definitely it.
Tell me, Waverly, what do you think of Dr. Strickland's enthusiasm for his experimental research?
Strickland is playing with his patients' lives for pride and glory. Now that, sir, is unethical.
Are you thinking about something in particular?
Please tell me.
Fiddick needs delicate surgery. I believe we should stick to the usual procedure, but my young colleague obviously disagrees.
Oh, yes.
And are you not afraid that your rivalry with Strickland may be blinding you?
Rivalry?
Nah.
I guess you could call it that.
What's this problem?
But I will never be childish enough to let my personal feelings affect my judgment.
But you're a doctor, so therefore they do.
Why do you wish to lead this surgery?
I strongly believe that Mr. Fiddick should not be butchered to test an unproven procedure.
You'll assume the consequences. I like the conservative point of view.
Other people may say that's too conservative a point of view.
Conservative? And what are you going to say to Mr. Fiddick if he loses his arm because of the operation? Because that's what's going to happen if the surgery is a failure.
That's true. Let's see what we have here.
I don't know what you've heard about me, but I have already proved my value as a practitioner.
I don't question your skills, Dr. Reid, but your motive. Is it money? Fame?
No.
Or are you truly dedicated?
And what exactly is that supposed to mean?
That's a good question.
I served in the war just like you. But unlike you, I did not use the wounded to play the modern sorcerer.
Be careful what you insinuate, Dr. Ackroyd.
I only want you to admit you used those men to improve your theories.
I saved many lives. Now is the main weapon. No reason to justify my actions to you.
This is ridiculous. My blood transfusion technique saved many lives, and you know it.
You see? That is exactly what I hate about people like you.
What?
You avoid this kind of accusation instead of facing reality.
What's the face?
It seems you have bad memories of your...
I refuse to see this industrial slaughter as scientific progress. War only reveals the worst.
Well, that's true.
We can at least agree on something, Dr. Ackroyd.
But then again, also, jealousy does too.
Thank you for your time. We'll talk later.
Jealousy, greed, people being hypocritical. So we're looking for... I was trying to figure out where Cox is. There's a gentleman outside. I'm not dealing with the Strickland... Finnick. I'm not dealing with that particular conversation at the moment. Because then I have to dig into the research of the dude to figure out. What's really going on here? Yeah, it's fine. Because I can't talk to him. I don't see Master Cox. He is... Ah, there he is. I was trying to figure out where he was. Because I have his cure.
Mr. Cox.
Dr. Reid, still working at night, I see. I like that.
Why is
Interesting.
People who don't sleep at night always seem more alive to me.
Oh.
More interesting, one way or another.
That's interesting way to put it.
Have you heard of any underhand dealings?
Let's see what he's got to say.
Blackmail? That's not my style. Too risky. The black market, though. Now that's where the money is.
Ah. Maybe he has something here.
Do you ever think about that poor fellow I saw you push in the water?
The wound he gave
Yeah.
me to make sure I don't forget him. Fucking hurts. Boss had cut me good.
Oh, well.
That man was determined to make
Yes, he did. He almost
you
did.
almost died.
What a surprise.
Yeah.
The first time I met him, he nearly shit himself. Fucking coward. I guess revenge gives you balls.
Okay. What do you want for revenge for? That's a good question.
I recently had to kill his
Oh.
poor arsehole thought it would be easy to return the favour.
Okay. You're a monster, survival at all costs. Let's go this way.
Perhaps you're right. Maybe only the strongest will survive in these dark times.
If there must be only one, in the end, make no mistake, I'll be the winner.
Interesting. Okay, so how's he going?
How is your hospitalization going, Mr. Cox?
This is a shitty place with shitty staff. But as long as I'm treated alright, I'll be fine.
That's fine. What's wrong with stuff?
What's wrong?
Because that's always a good problem. It's like, you gotta know what's going on.
Bastard you sent to bring me here, Milk.
Okay.
I thought he was going to break all my bones before I reached my bed.
Oh, that's good, huh?
Any other smart comments?
The nurses aren't too ugly. Especially that foxy one, Nurse Craig.
Okay.
Brunette, tough attitude, all like that.
Oh, man. These people are a bunch of characters.
What's wrong with the hospital?
Come on, Dr. Reid. The place is a dump. Smelly, sad, and dirty.
But you're alive thanks to the efforts and dedication of the staff here, aren't you?
What are you expecting, a medal?
Yeah.
I thought that saving lives was just part of the job.
It is.
Must be an unsatisfactory profession at this time, I'm sure.
That's true. Personal questions.
How long do you think you can escape the law, Clay?
I know this city like the back of my hand, Doc. I know its streets, who to pay, who to avoid,
Nice.
and who to bully. I won't get caught.
I guess that's fine. Justice will find you. We almost pay the price.
We can't escape the consequences of our actions. The past catches up with us in the end.
I ain't afraid.
That's it.
I don't
A nice
like
neutral answer.
I live my life honestly, which is more than I could say for most folks.
And who are you then?
I'm the leader of the Wet Boot Boys. One day I'll leave this shitty place and punch in the face all who thought I would not come back.
Finally, we got some information out of this guy. I don't think we have anything else. Now, we know he...
I'll leave you for now, Mr. Cox.
Oh, wait. Let me ask him...
Hey, Doc.
You're lucky to be alive, Mr. Cox. I hope you're starting to...
Let's ask him about his medical condition.
This place is full of sickness and decay. How could I get better in such a dump?
Give him the medicine.
Consider yourself lucky that I'm treating all of my patients equally. But don't push your luck.
Don't play the innocent with
Yeah.
me. I'm sure you have good reasons to act this way. And also weaknesses that can be exploited.
Oh, definitely have weaknesses, but
I'll leave you for now.
you're not going to know what they are. So, that will put him on the mend. And like in his case, you know, he murdered a man, tried to kill him, and he was leader of a gang. Don't know what this one here yet. And this one here is locked until we get his health up. So that's the big trick. You gotta get people's health up. When you get people's health up, things unlock. As long as his health stays up high, you can find out this one. And we're still missing this one here. I don't have the headache medicine. I wish I had it. I mean, some of these people are just, you know, actually in really good shape considering the pandemic that they're going through. So yeah, we need to get some resources here. Get some levels. I think the best thing for us to do would be to go into the morgue and get some materials out of the morgue and get some levels. I think that's probably our best bet at this point, because we don't really have a lot of need for materials, I don't think. Pretty okay. There's lots of materials all over the hospital that we can use, but we do need the experience. And the experience is what we really need in order to be able to progress. It's important to be able to get our level up, because you figure that werewolf kicked our butts, and it was like level 10. It's a little above our head, but it was just really dangerous to us. I'm more interested in upgrading my weapons and getting enough experience to upgrade our gear. That's what I really want to do. And at some point we'll be able to go back to the docks and explore that. But let's see what we can do here. Oh, more status. Healthy. This place is considered healthy. I find it hysterical. It's full of skull, but it's considered healthy. Just rifle through the stuff here. Maybe we can find ourselves some skulls downstairs. Let's see what we have here. Alright, so we don't really need to upstairs too. They're level 10s. See, that's the thing, is that the levels are way above us. That's not a bad thing, though. That means they're going to give good experience. As long as I take them one at a time, we'll be okay. Because they're not... It's not too bad. So, we'll go upstairs. Let's go ahead and heal real quick. So we got one over there, some over there, some over there. Let's see what we have in this room. Anything good here? Always gotta check every room, because the materials you'll find aren't necessarily the most interesting or best things that you're gonna need. Oh, we got 3? That's not... I didn't mean to do that, but I'll take it. Okay. Yeah, it's just a... You gotta take and do a few stun attacks. Ah, bad. swear I keep doing that bite thing. Ah! Back out! Oh, bad. That was garbage. Total garbage. Oh my goodness, that was total garbage. 3. Remember I said I want to take them like 1 or 2 at a time? Not 3. 3 bad. 3 is really bad for our health. Didn't want to take that many at once. But it's okay. So yeah, vampires, they've changed a lot. Even in the last 100 or so years. Our concept of vampires has changed a lot. I mean, shoot, our concept of vampires has changed a lot in the last probably 20 years. I mean, honestly, if you just look at media over the last, say, 20 or so years, you'll see that our concept of, vampires and whatnot, come on, get out of here. Yeah, let's get us some blood. There we go. There we go. Oh, I missed the timing on that. Man, timing stinks. Alright, that gets one out of the way. Okay, heal. Come on, one more. Advantage to having the heal ability. Ah! Nope, bad. Wow, that sucks. What? Give me that blood. I need your blood. Out back. No, bad. This one. This one's horrible. Jeez. Just that one guy. I mean, there was like 2 level 10s, but that one guy was just like, had a completely different moveset. He would dodge.
It's locked, all right.
Anyway, he just... Okay. interesting. This Dave's been downstairs. Interesting. But yeah, he moved just kind of weird. But no, like I was saying, the idea of how we perceive, like vampires and whatnot has changed.
I cannot enter.
Recently. So if you look at, media in the last, I don't know, 20 years or so, you figure before that, it was a very, what you consider Van Helsing style vampires. There was always a fear of crosses. There was always, oh, dodge it! Nice. You're done. Yes. That's the advantage of having, a non-physical attack. Like, he was resistant to both the knife and, the gun. Versus, we have two. We have one there. We have one there. One there. The catch to this is to be able to whack him out. Without too much. Just dodge that. There we go. That was pretty. I just need to get some blood back. Whoa, bad. Got two of them down here. There we go. Back off! Blood, please. There we go. Now we got some blood. So now we can feed off this guy here. We just have to get our timings right. And we can kill this guy off, get our blood back, and we're gonna be out. I mean, eventually, you'll get out of the way. No! Back off, dude. Thank you. Now let's get some healing done. There we go. So now we're healed. That was a close fight, but not too tough. That's all those fights that's just a nuisance or annoying. But So like I was saying, the biggest thing we have right now is when you look at, vampires from, oh my goodness, no way, 3 of them, really? Come on. So we got one down. Not like that. Alright, come on. Give me your blood. Alright, here we go. That's handy. Okay, so now we're catching up on one. But no, so you had what we consider the Van Helsing approach. And in this case, in the Van Helsing approach, you have, how do you kill a vampire? Sunlit, stakes, silver bullets. These types of things are what you use to kill vampires. Not a big deal. And you can always find them in their coffin during the day. And you can always, find them where they're at. They always have a castle or chateau or something. They're always wealthy or rich. Or at least living in accommodations that used to be considered wealthy or rich at some point in time. Then you had the popularization of vampires. So we had the need to make them
It's locked, all right.
more attractive to the audience.
Tippett has made an egregious error. It's time we talked.
So what we ended up with things like Van Helsing. Not Van Helsing, but we ended up with things like Blade. Where the vampire universe is made to look hip, modern, cool. Being a vampire is a good thing, and it's fun. And it's not all, garbage and, serving your weird master. Not going that way. Because that particular dude can kick my butt real tight. And we don't want to do that. So, now we have things that, more encourage the removing the head. And if you remove a limb, they can hobble away and regrow them. The regeneration portion of a vampire, other than, healing cuts, sores, or bullet holes, but actually being able to regrow limbs, we can thank Blade for that. And we can thank, things like Interview with the Vampire to give them more than just the negative connotations. In that, they gave it a humanizing feel. Like, these people are still alive. They still have lives. It's just slightly different. They live at night. They don't live during the day. They take into consideration, all of the oddities in the world. But they're still people. You know, they can still fall in love, they can still hate. They can still do all of the things that they need to do in order to live a normal life. Now, is it sane? Should they be doing it? Well, it depends. So let's have a look here. Picked up some stuff downstairs. Do that because this is it's not fantastic, but you know what? Oh, I don't have enough codeine. Hopefully I don't need this one. Need the bronchitis cure. It's okay. Let's go ahead and level up real quick. So we want to give ourselves more health. Because health is like the one thing that we can do on a regular basis. Endurance would be good. But I want to do the autophagy. Oh wow, that's 1300? That's a lot. Increase blood capacity. Get more blood when you train. Fighting hard. Actually, let's do this one. Get us some more blood when we feed. If I had known that, I would have done that one. But we do have more health. So go ahead and reset it. Because I didn't want to do that. Oh my goodness, I want to reset all of it. Oh my goodness, I did not. Definitely didn't want to do that. That's just bad. Okay, we do want this one. We do want this one. What we want is we want this one here. We need level 6, so I need to put one more point somewhere. Put it over here. So now we can put into the bigger heal. And we'll put it into here. Health. Health. So it gives us, you know, way more health. And it gives us, level 9. Alright, well I guess that works. Now the biggest thing in this game is getting your levels up. Okay. Alright. Major districts, events. If district's health status drops below critical threshold, it will be plagued by chaos. Alright, so because it's the next day, we've had some things update. So these two are healthy. I can't cure him. But everybody else is in great shape. I love it. You kill this guy, you can get 6,000 experience from him. So we have all of the districts available. So we don't have that district, which is the west side. The chapel is in serious condition, but we'll get there. Let's see here. We're healthy down here in Pembroke, and we're getting better. Might just be able to get sanitized out of it. Now, the dogs I'd like to bring up to, you know, a better condition. But, unfortunately, we're not quite there yet. I like how the bars, the stamina, the blood, the life, all get longer as you level up. I don't know how far they'll get, but they do get longer. And this lady, every evening, she's staying right here.
How are you tonight?
I need blood, Doctor. Warm, rich, vibrant blood.
Sure.
Tell me, Thelma, what do you really know about vampires?
Yes, please.
I saw one and he saw me. I watched him hunt and kill. I saw his terrible wounds heal as his victim.
Oh, wow.
And then I knew I was saved.
You mean you actually saw a vampire? Here in London?
Yes. And it has been the answer to my...
Really?
I must drink and kill to regenerate my decaying body. I am a vampire too.
Okay. You are a delusional woman. You know nothing about vampires. You could be in danger.
You have no idea what problems your claim could cause if heard by the wrong people, Mr. Swift. You must stop this nonsense now.
Why fear the truth? Strange things live in the dark, Dr.
That's true. They do.
And ancient beings that were here before this island even had a name.
Alright, so... I don't think we have anything else here. Nah. There might be another, like, story element for...
I'll leave you, Mistress of the Dark, to your nocturnal activities.
But it's one of those things. And hospitals are notorious for... Let's just face it. Garlic and wooden stakes on vampires, yes. I'm not sure where the garlic thing came from.
Good evening, Mr. Elwood.
Evening, Dr. Reid.
But there's a lot of things that are, like, really old.
Have you heard rumors of underhand dealings in the hospital?
If you want to know what's going on here, you better talk to Miss Jones. She knows everything. Especially what she shouldn't.
Alright, so...
Why do you feel responsible for the injury, Thomas? What really...
Yes, please.
I wasn't disfigured by any German shells. It happened during my leave. It was an accident.
Why?
Why lie about it?
Come on. It's one thing to come back disfigured by the Germans. And it's another to get injured in an accident that could have happened to anybody.
Okay, surgery can help you. Beauty is not everything. You can't hide forever.
Reconstructive surgery has been very successful for some soldiers.
I don't want to wear a bloody mask for the rest of my life.
That was true back then.
I'd rather stay here and just be forgotten.
Hint failed. Really?
Tell me what really happened then.
I went with a whore in Rouen. Dead drunk I was.
Yeah, that surgery back then was not pretty.
It was a shithole. There was a fire that night.
Did you start the fire? Were you trying to avoid going back to the front? That's not uncommon.
No. It's just that I was asleep when the flames reached the room. The girl was long gone. Bitch never woke me up. Left me to burn.
So apparently I missed one of his statements. Alright.
Goodbye for now, Mr.
And we won't be able to get that back.
The pain. Here again.
So we're not gonna have all the information from him, but it's okay.
I feel better already. Can I go soon?
I have nothing for Mr.
Goodbye,
Hampton.
We'll talk again later.
He's... I don't think we have any conversation with Miss Jones. At least not for this segment anyway. We've already talked to her. So trying to figure out the blackmail thing. So let's see here. And we have the other. Let's see here.
I'm quite busy right now, Dr. Reid.
Yes. Alright, I got nothing for you.
Thank you for your time. We'll talk later.
Alright. Now this guy, Strickland.
Good evening, Dr. Strickland.
And good evening to you, Dr. Reid. Can I be of any help?
Have you heard any talk of blackmail going on in the hospital?
If you're running some official inquiry, you had better question the patients. They know more than the staff, especially old Miss Jones.
That's sad.
What do you think of Dr. Ackroyd's aversion to modern medical methods?
It's a shame he's so narrow-minded.
Let's see what he's got.
Dr. Swansea taught me that science is about exploring uncharted territory. I'm convinced that's true.
With the influenza and all that's
Yeah.
going on, you should put your differences aside, don't you think? Why is it so difficult to work together?
I believe that if Dr. Ackroyd had been the one to discover the transfusion process, he would be the first to recommend its use.
So you believe it's just a question of jealousy and pride?
Dr. Ackroyd is as proud as he is blinded by his obsolete concept of medical science.
Okay. I got nothing else there.
Goodbye, Dr. Strickland.
That's not good.
Good evening, Mr. Fiddick.
Good evening, Dr. Reid.
Let's see what we got here.
Any news about my operation?
Have you heard talk
Let's see what's going on here.
Here at the hospital?
No, nothing.
Alright. Nothing new there. Tell me about the death of your wife.
Tell me more about the death of your wife, Harvey.
1915. I was in the
Let's
army.
see.
Building workshops for the Royal Flying Corps.
Ooh.
Helen was happy I wasn't sent to the front.
What happened?
The Germans sent Zeppelins to bomb the construction site, but they missed their target.
Oh no.
My wife was bringing my dinner when the bombs fell.
So many died during the bombings.
I'm sorry for your loss. So many died during the bombings. I served in France and witnessed the carnage there.
I would like to say that she didn't suffer. Truth is, I have no idea.
And the thing is that we're between World War I and World War
I'm
II.
all that me kids have. Poor little bleeders.
What else you got?
How are your children after losing their mother?
They were smaller then.
Yeah.
The only good thing about this is my Helen didn't bring them with her that night.
Alright, let's see here.
Tell me about your injury, Harvey. Why do you feel so guilty about it?
My wife died because of me.
Alright, so...
And now I may lose everything because I've been careless enough to hurt myself.
Right.
What
That's fine. That's fine, that's fine, that's fine.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Fiddick. I'll see you later.
And the thing is, we don't have a lot of new information for the vendors. What's her problem?
Good evening, Doctor. How is my son doing?
I don't know.
Have you heard rumors of blackmail?
This might be entertaining.
Dr. Reid, are you trying to take advantage of me?
Of course not, Mrs. Goswick. I'm just curious.
Well, go be curious somewhere else, please.
Ice, she's fun.
Goodbye, Mrs. Goswick.
So Miss Goswick, have no clue what's going on with her. This poor kid.
Good evening, Mr. Goswick. How are you?
I'm okay.
Have you heard rumors about blackmail in this hospital?
No.
Let's see here. Anything else interesting?
I have to go now, sir. But don't hesitate to contact me if you need.
I don't know
Don't waste your time with me.
what we need in order to solve this current question. And I think we've talked to everybody recently. Oh. Oh.
Good evening, Nurse Hawkins.
Good evening, Dr. Reid.
Pepper, I know you're very close to Milton.
Let's deal with this one.
Yes? Milton Hooks is my man. If you want to report me for that, just feel free, Doctor.
I have no intention of reporting you, Nurse Hawkins. But are you aware of the risks?
The rules say I won't be allowed to work as a nurse
Yeah.
anymore. But here at the Pembroke, we break rules all
She got a point there.
Is he worth the risk?
Hey, I'm no perfect woman, and Milton is not the finest bloke. But we do our best to get by. That's all any of us
And
can hope
considering
for.
the pandemic that they're fighting through,
Pepper, are you sure you want to leave this hospital?
To become a nurse was a little girl's dream. But in the end, I don't feel that useful. I want more. I want to make things change.
okay, be proud of what you achieved. Patients need you. This is unacceptable. Let's go with this one.
You should be proud of what you've achieved. This hospital represents hope for many people in need of help.
Maybe you're right. But at the moment, I feel like we're just a cemetery waiting room.
Okay, so we got that. Cool.
What steps are you prepared to take to feel more useful?
I don't know yet. My sister believes that the real fight is in the streets nowadays. Maybe she's right.
Not sure about that.
Maybe this is what I must do.
What about Milton Hooks?
And what about Milton Hooks? Does he share your point of view?
For Milton, any change means more comfort and more peace. I disagree.
If you feel that saving lives is not useful enough, perhaps it means that you've lost faith.
Oh no,
On the
here we go.
contrary, my faith has never been stronger. Maybe we are all just too proud to face up to the fact that science cannot compete with God.
Oh, I actually can.
Do you need medical help yourself, nurse?
I'm fine, really. I just need to sleep.
I think this whole staff just needs to sleep.
What steps are you prepared to take to feel
I
more
don't think
useful?
we have anything else.
My sister believes that the real fight is in the streets nowadays. Maybe she's right. Maybe this is what I must do.
Alright, so nothing there, get there, get there.
What can you tell me about the strange...
Let me guess. You spoke with that old shrew.
Yeah, we're good there.
Goodbye, Nurse Hawkins.
Alright, so that takes care of the talkings. At least part of it, anyway. Let's see.
I'm quite busy right now.
Ackroyd. Do we have anything new for Ackroyd? No.
Thank you for your time.
I'm trying to figure out what we're missing here. It's probably like one person. Oh yeah. Tippets. I haven't talked to Tippets lately.
Good evening, Dr. Tippets.
Dr. Reid, any good news to share?
Not necessarily.
Have you heard of any underhand dealings going on in this hospital?
I have no time for such triviality, my dear colleague. We're here to save lives.
Ah, that's a good answer. Nothing else good there. About the medical error.
Warren, I want you to tell me about Mr. Connor. How did he die? What happened?
He was my patient.
Yeah.
He died because of my mistake. That's the blunt truth.
Okay. Nature's a mistake?
What was the nature of the mistake?
It was a twofold error. My diagnosis was wrong, and the administered dosage was too strong.
Let's see.
I don't know. Some sick man from the docks, maybe a fisherman. I had no time to talk with him. No one claimed the body.
All right.
Why not stop practicing?
Are you mad? I killed that man, I admit it, and it won't happen again. I have saved so many lives since then.
I like that. At least he admits his mistake. Okay, so nothing else here.
Goodbye, Dr. Tippett.
Alright, so that's okay then. Anything else? We're missing something somewhere, someone. Hey, we're missing something. Let's check with Milton.
Good evening, Milton.
Good evening, Doctor. Still trying to save lives?
Yeah, it's better than trying to kill lives.
Do you know that Nurse Hawkins is thinking of leaving the hospital?
That's not a surprise. We've talked about it already.
Does it not bother you?
Sometimes I think she might be right. We should run away while we can. Question is, where can we go? Where is it safe?
That's actually a good answer.
Goodbye, Milton.
Alright, so I have nothing else for him.
Another night with the glorious battalion.
I'm not so sure. They have talked to everybody in the hospital. Oh, then again. I haven't heard her lately.
Good evening, Nurse Brannigan.
Good evening, Doctor.
Maybe she's got something interesting. Because we haven't talked to her at all.
Why does Dr. Tippett claim you're the main reason he keeps working, despite his fatigue?
If it wasn't for him, I probably would have left the Pembroke years ago.
Ooh.
Dr. Tippett does not think of you as just a nurse anymore, does he?
If you're suggesting he's not taking my gender into consideration when it comes to medical practice and knowledge, I really hope he doesn't.
Oh, nice.
Tell me what Dr. Tippett did. I know his mistake caused a patient's death.
If I had not covered up his error, Dr. Tippett would have been fired from this hospital. I could not let that happen.
You can't allow your emotions to dictate your conduct concerning patients, Nurse Brannigan.
Look around you, Dr. Reid. Do you really think we can afford to lose a brilliant practitioner like Dr. Tippett in our situation?
She's got a point. Yeah, you don't have the right. You took a great risk.
I can't say I approve of what you did. But as a field surgeon, I know that some situations require you to bend the rules.
I'm not proud of what I've done, but to contain the epidemic must be our priority. So we can't afford to lose Dr. Tippett.
I can actually agree with her. If it was under normal circumstances, it would make sense to
I've seen a strange man.
It makes sense.
The nurses here.
I've never heard of such a thing, Doctor.
So,
Goodbye, nurse. Call me if you need assistance.
if we actually look at our case file, where's our case file? Where's the case file? Here it is. So, we've cleared this quest. Cleared his quest. Find the local command post of the guard Prove one. Okay, well, I didn't get that. Brannigan and Tibbets. So our choice is, choose what to do. Cover Dr. Tibbets in exchange for his resignation. Trust Brannigan to cover the error. That's... You know what?
Good evening.
I'm gonna let her cover.
Good evening, Doctor.
I've decided that I won't reveal Dr. Tippets. Shall we say, misdemeanor?
I'm so glad you share my point of view. Dr. Tippets is a brilliant practitioner. We most definitely need his know-how.
I hope you're right. This is a huge risk we're taking.
Dr. Tippets must regain his confidence. Please, keep this decision between you and me. He doesn't need to know you found out.
Alright, so the hint for Tibbets failed.
Do you know if any of the hospital staff have criminal backgrounds?
That's the tip that if you leaves,
All
what
come
it goes,
from
who does
very
next.
different backgrounds, Doctor. Just like the patients.
You don't, depending on how you resolve scenarios,
Call me if you need.
depends on if you get all the tips. Because like that tip is what he does next. If you confront him and then boot him out. That's Tibbets. We decided to let him be. I don't know. Oh, maybe he's got something interesting to say.
Do you need something, Jonathan?
I have no clue.
The matter of Lady Ashbury's blackmailer.
Oh, I know too much about this matter already. I'm confident in trusting the interests and reputation of both the hospital and Our Lady into your able hands.
And I have not figured out anything.
I have met Lady Ashbury.
Anything of value.
Fascinating woman, wouldn't you agree?
You really tried to help her. I feel played. She's the reason you recruited me.
She told me you'd been doing all in your power to cure her addiction for blood. Though unsuccessful, it's admirable.
Lady Ashbury is a cherished friend
Oh,
of mine.
interesting.
I would not betray her secrets without her consent. Come to the rescue of a damsel in distress.
We're not supposed to have that dialogue, though.
We'll see each other again.
That dialogue's not supposed to be up until after she starts answering questions. So that's actually a bug in the program. That's a dialogue we weren't supposed to get yet. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure. Unless he's got something new to say. I doubt it.
Good evening, Dr. Reid. Such a pleasure to see you again.
No, I don't...
Goodbye.
It's supposed to be figuring out the blackmailer, but I don't know. Alright, so let's track this one. So, where is this pharmacy? Okay, so it's still in the... It's not outside of this area, okay. I was wondering if it was going to be like outside the docks or something. Because I have to deal with those level 13s. I'm not quite leveled up to them yet. So. Right. Rat. Huh? Okay. No, that's not the way I need to go. I need to go this way. We'll go upstairs. I need your thugs.
Stay away.
That's fine. I'll stay away from you. Where am I at? Okay. Try to get to the pharmacy. Because the pharmacy...
Are you deaf? Go back home, idiot.
The pharmacy is through you.
Leech spotted.
They're like all leeches. The big trick is getting through the defenses. That takes care of the one. And we'll just take some blood. There we go. Okay, so guess only one of the guys had any loot on him? Alright. Guess that works. We'll live with it. Okay, so how do I get downstairs? I'm not sure. Maybe it's through the alley? Wait, there's something over here. Let's see, the quarantine poster. Let's see. Is she here? No. Wait, there's something though. A couple of shillings. Get the rat. It's the quarantine zone. It's fine, I guess. I don't see how I'm supposed to get to that. Pharmacy. Doesn't make any sense. Okay. Gives me a few things of interest here. Right, because that takes us across into the docks. And we're not going into the docks yet. I did want to do the whole pharmacy thing. So I guess I can't do the pharmacy. I don't know. Yeah, stay home, don't go out. I'll take the materials. is at all useful, but don't know. Not sure exactly what I'm looking for here. Where am I? That's the backside of the hospital. Reach the pharmacy. Oh, that's the one I'm looking for, the pharmacy. So to do that, I do have to get into the docks. Okay. So the question is how to get across the docks. That's me. Yeah, it's a tough level. That's the trick. You just have to worry about really, you know, not just is your course just. And are you doing the right thing, and are you going the right way, and you also have to worry about the little things like, can you survive? That's the trick. It's not just, is it right, is it just?
It's locked, all right.
Oh, that one's locked. That's a oddity. And realized that the safe rooms were locked. Right. So you don't want to go into chapel, the White Chapel. So you want to get to the docks. So that means going through side roads, probably. Sure we can get down there somehow. I mean, there's always the... See, right here, we're on the dock side, and we should be able to blink over, and we can. So, if we blink over, then we can grab some shillings. But we can avoid the guys upstairs. At least a little bit, anyway. Take some square parts. Let's see what we got over here. Square parts, good. Since now we're in the docks, right? There's a hideout here. There's also a hideout like here that we couldn't use, which is kind of weird. Not that way. That's barred off. I'm gonna go this way. I hear... What? That As a level 16. Oh my. That's level 14. I think. Oh wow. Okay, so now we have to worry about this guy. Wow, this guy hits hard. Yeah, it's tough. Because you have to worry about this guy's shadow, too. And that was useful, but only kind of. It's tough. Got him. No. I didn't. That was at least, that was better than the werewolf thing. Dr. Strickland's list. Alright.
Opium is one of the main ingredients of Strickland's medication. Never a good move.
Yes, that's right. Opium is, and we use it now, but we have way more, medical experience to determine dosages. Because, one, they're addictive. Opiates are addictive, and they're dangerous. But, if used in the correct percentages, the correct dosages, it's actually very, very effective. Oh, good. Now the trick here is oh wow, there's two. I didn't see the other one. Give me the blood. we go. This level 10 is the tough one. It's always weird because you're... Oh wow, that was nasty. These guys are tough. And we'll get some blood. Bloody bugger. Yes, give me your blood. Ouch. Now I can get rid of this level 10. It's just getting the timing down so their guard's not up. Because that's what the problem was. Their guard was up. And anytime the guard's up, it's really hard to break through. But it's always nice when you can teleport across the river. I still think that, honestly, that's what I need more of. Low level enemies. Not these on levels all the time. Because the lower level ones are the ones that actually give us, you know.
Hello again, Mr. Blight. I'm happy to see Mr. Thatcher is safe.
The ability to pick me up.
I'm eternally grateful, Doctor.
Oh, welcome up.
We were total strangers and you helped us anyway.
Yeah, that's what we do.
Can't thank you enough, sir.
Alright, so let's see if he's got anything interesting to say.
You are always welcome at the Pembroke Hospital. As a former officer, I'll be honored to welcome a fellow.
Let's have a look.
I'm not giving up on bringing Oswald back to the hospital. I just need to convince him that he needs some help.
Perhaps he needs to reach that decision by himself.
Could you speak to him?
Of course I can.
He doesn't usually listen to doctors, but perhaps because you've been through it, you can talk him round.
I'll see.
Why do you stay here now that Mr. Thatcher's back?
It's complicated. Since the war, Oswald's been really nervous with the idea of entering any hospital.
Yeah, that's understandable.
And me, I've got my own issues.
Can you speak about them?
Rats, sir. Even seeing one, they turn me. Just want to run.
Lusophobia.
It's that fear that stopped me from going after Oswald when he left.
What can you tell me about the war, Mr. Blight? If you want to speak about it, of course.
War was...
Well, war.
Well, you know, sir. The stench of death everywhere.
When we have no understanding or concept of this.
Just praying to make it through and get home.
Because we don't deal with...
Did you know Oswald Thatcher before the war?
No. We met in the battlefield.
It's the thing, we don't have these concepts of what the war really is. We have soldiers that do, but not as a general population.
I fought in France, too. I served as a field surgeon, but it was not uncommon to repel an assault, especially at night.
Yeah. The first time I was wounded, I had to protect the infirmary from hostiles.
That sucks.
Twice.
What caused your phobia of rats, Newton?
It happened last year following an artillery attack. I was trapped for 2 days in a hole under 2 dead soldiers.
That sucks.
And there were rats.
Go on.
It started eating me as soon as I dozed. Gnawing at my ears, my fingers, lips.
That's scary.
Couldn't move. Couldn't call for help.
I see.
No, you don't. You have no idea what it is to wake up buried under bodies.
Actually, I do.
Fucking vermin eating your flesh. Oswald. He found me and saved me.
Actually, we do actually understand what that is.
Goodbye, Mr. Blight. Take care of yourself.
Because we, did a couple days ago.
Hello again, Mr. Thatcher. Do you feel any better now?
Yes, this neighborhood may stink of dog shit and reek of piss, but to me it smells like the purest mountain air.
Considering he was in the sewers?
Mr. Thatcher, do you have a job?
No. Since I came back from the war, I spent most of my time and energy just trying to forget.
I understand what you mean. I was a soldier.
So just tend to that.
No. Nobody can truly understand what I've gone through.
Oh.
Why were you locked in that sewer?
That's a good question.
I went by the canal after an argument with a friend. Got chased by these fucking wankers and had to barricade myself in despite my claustrophobia.
Claustrophobia? Interesting.
Tell me about your claustrophobia. Has anyone given you an official diagnosis?
That's what the bloody doctor said. But I don't want to go to a hospital to get checked again. I'll deal with it my own way.
It's understandable. You know I'm claustrophobia. I mean, come on.
What was the reason for your...
Fear of small places?
Newton wanted me
Easy.
to go to a hospital. But I can't stand being closed in. Makes me feel like I'm suffocating.
Oswald, why did you not go to the Pembroke Hospital to seek medical help?
I don't trust doctors.
There we go. Real answers.
All I care about was their careers and processes. I won't be locked in any room again by anyone.
Your fear of being trapped is not going to go away by itself. You need professional help.
I've seen enough butchers in white coats to last a
Nice.
lifetime. Hospitals reek of chemicals and death. What I need is fresh air.
Do you want to talk about why you have this fear of being enclosed, Mr. Thatcher?
No.
No, I really don't.
An irrational fear like yours is usually rooted in a specific event. Perhaps it would help to talk about it.
Well, Doctor, take it
Well.
off then if you're so interested in my case.
I'd like to. Soldier's guilt. It was your childhood. You got buried. We found the other guy buried under bodies. Let's go with the buried.
When I rescued you, you expressed joy at seeing the sky again. So I'm inclined to believe you were trapped or buried somehow. Maybe during a shelling.
Jeez, you're good, Doc. You're really good.
Go on, please. Tell me more about it.
Newton and I were trapped in the circulation
There we go.
after an artillery attack. We were buried alive for several days without ever knowing if we'd be found.
There we go.
Oswald, tell me about what happened when you were buried in that tunnel with Newton.
This would be good.
More than dark. It was black as pitch. Hours seemed like days, and days like months. The terror, the shameful thoughts. Lord have mercy.
Nice, 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 nice.
What you endured was terrifying. It would have completely destroyed weaker men.
It did not destroy Newton.
Not necessarily.
Shameful thoughts. Tell me about them.
At some point, I don't remember which day, when I thought we'd never be rescued. This would be our end. I thought about...
Say it, Mr. Thatcher. If you ever want to heal, you have to say it.
I thought about what I could do to survive. Just for a few more days. I thought about killing Newton. Killing and eating him. The man I fucking love.
There we go. The real reason he's Oh.
Tell me about your true feelings for Newton.
I love him. I'm not ashamed to
Nice.
say it. He's the best thing that ever happened to me. I can't imagine life without him.
Why should you be ashamed?
I'm not, I said. But Newton sees it differently.
So they want to be an odd. He wants to be an odd couple of the guys strike.
I
Yes.
admire your honesty. It takes courage to stand up to society. The world needs people like you to create change.
Courage.
120 years later, we're still fighting that fight.
In the face every day. I speak plain. I speak my mind.
Have you always been this straightforward?
All I know is, before you saved me by the sewer, my only regret was I wouldn't be able to hold or kiss Newton again. I love him, that's all.
Okay. I think...
Goodbye, Mr. Thatcher.
Oh, wait.
Try to
Let
take
me...
care of yourself.
I don't have... Because Thatcher requires... headache medicine. So we need some aspirin or something. I don't have any. Where's his friend? There's Blight.
Hello again, Mr. Blight.
Good evening, Dr. Reid. You doing your rounds as usual?
Yes, I am.
You and Oswald were buried alive during the war. Tell me about it.
Yeah. It was last
That'd be
summer.
interesting.
A shell hit our trench and we were buried for a week.
Oswald seemed far more traumatized than you by the event.
It wasn't the first time it happened to me. And surviving it again gave me strength. You believe that?
Not necessarily. How did you survive?
How did you survive for a week?
Luckily for us, there were rations and water in the tunnel. It was an outpost, see. Since then, Oswald's not keen on being inside for too long.
Yeah, it wasn't too much for rations.
How do you feel about Oswald Thatcher? You are more than friends, aren't you?
I love him. I love Oswald.
Hey, look, they are a strange couple.
We knew we wouldn't survive the war without each other. But I am terrified, Doctor.
What frightens you so much?
If people find out. Oswald says I'm ashamed, but it ain't that. It's more, well, you know, never thought I'd love a man.
I won't say a word. Enjoy your love. I can only advise caution. You know what? I'm gonna say enjoy it.
Enjoy your love. And enjoy life as long as you can, Mr. Blight. Don't let
Let's
anyone
encourage
tell you
them
who you should love or how
to have
you
a
should love.
life.
I appreciate your kind words, sir. But it ain't that easy. It's all so new to me.
It's understandable, but you know,
Goodbye, Mr. Blight.
that takes care of that. Now, so we don't have an investigation there. Da, 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 da. Tell what happened to Dora's joke. Okay.
When I get back, I'll have a word with Tom. He's really pissed me off.
There we go. Now we just need to find Strickland and tell him about the medication. Boobar mess. Where is he? There's Tippets. Beatrice. Harriet. Aykroyd. Where's the guy I'm looking for? There's Strickland. Over here. It's finding people in this place. It's Aykroyd. Where's Strickland go? he was over here. Oh, there he is.
Good evening, Doctor.
There we go.
And good evening to you, Dr. Reid. Can I be of any help?
Actually...
I located the shop, but it was vandalized, and the owner admitted. All I found was your order.
I was afraid of such
Yeah,
bad news.
sorry.
People are so desperate they're ready to burgle a shop for drugs.
That's quite a list you ordered. Opium, sodium hypochlorite. It can't be just headaches you're trying to cure.
This dreadful influenza, of course.
It's so heavy.
I already ran some tests on hopeless cases. Without success, I must admit.
Do you realize you could create a lethal poison without the correct dosage? Then there are the legal ramifications.
Is this not true of any medical substance, Dr. Reid? However, if you would agree to improve it, I'd be glad to accept your help.
As long as you promise to be scrupulous with your experiments, I may try to gather these substances and even help improve upon the mixture.
That's all I'm asking for, Dr. Reid. That's all I'm asking.
Because the medical...
I want to know about these secret tests you run, and if they can save people from this epidemic. Speak to me now, Thoreau.
I know I may
Yeah,
sound presumptuous, but I'm just following your steps, Dr. Reid.
Yeah, what he's making is like sort of morphine.
Shadows of ignorance by daring to face them.
Self-confidence is essential in our line of work, my young colleague, but only if tempered with the correct amount of cynicism.
But you never doubt yourself, Dr. Reid. I've read all your articles and books. You performed the most daring research during the war.
You have my support. Why not take a break? Ugh. This is a tough one. Because you can't be serious. Will basically shut down some of his stuff. Having my support, he's reckless. Why not take a break? Let's go down.
Don't you think we have enough work already? Perhaps now is not the best time to be chasing shadows.
Chasing shadows, really? It's funny those words coming from the only doctor here who has spent more time outside this hospital than in.
Okay, so that wasn't negative. Good.
Goodbye, Dr. Strickland.
Alright, so that takes care of...
I can't let Strickland put his patients at risk with opium.
Yeah.
Perhaps an adjusted formula will deliver more of a placebo effect.
Oh? Upstairs. So, my guess is we're gonna go to our lab bench and give ourselves, make some low-grade aspirin. That's my guess. Because really, that's what they need. It's really some low-grade aspirin. Alright, so... I don't have his formula. Let me see here. Blood diary. Yes, I'm not sure what they want me to make, because I don't have, access to the painkiller.
The flower's dying. It needs water. Strickland's project could be
Here we go.
dangerous. I have a mind to report him to Dr. Ackroyd.
So the question is, do you report him or not? Is that what our option is? So choose what to do about Strickland. Bring the medication to Strickland or report Strickland to Ackroyd. I don't mind an honest mistake that they fess up to. Hence why I sided with not hanging Tibbets. But in the case of Strickland, he's reckless and dangerous.
I'm quite busy right now, Dr. Reid.
No, I need your help.
I know that you're a busy man, but I could use your help and advice.
The great Dr. Reid honors me with a request.
Yes.
What is it exactly?
Dr. Strickland devised an experimental drug for the Spanish flu that he asked me to manufacture.
You know what I think of fringe medical experiments.
Yes, I do.
That's exactly why I want you to keep the result, Doctor. I made sure it won't harm anyone, but I'd like you to take care of it.
I see. Put it in my cabinet. I'll give you the key. I'll make sure no one uses this medication by mistake.
I'll do that. Thank you for your help, Dr. Ackroyd.
Thank you for your trust on the matter, Dr. Reid.
Alright, so now we can put this in.
Do you think Dr. Strickland has any chance of curing the Spanish flu by himself?
His wish to cure the sick is not driven by pride, but by an idealistic view about our mission here.
That's true.
Honestly, I don't know which is worse.
You consider him a good practitioner, yet you will not report his methods.
Strickland may be a rival, but I will not use dirty tricks or regulations to prove him wrong. We are doctors, not politicians.
Nice. I'll get that.
Thank you for your time. We'll talk later.
Now, at this point, we're...
Good evening, Dr. Strickland.
And good evening to you, Dr. Reid. Can I be of any help?
Let's finish up the story.
Did you know Dr. Ackroyd never reported your experimental research, despite the fact he doesn't?
Really?
Yep.
I didn't suspect he knew about my work. I must confess I am surprised.
Perhaps he thinks you should realize for yourself the danger of what
Yes.
you're doing. See how condescending he can be?
Yeah.
My God, he can be so irritating.
Yeah, but there's a difference in...
Goodbye, Dr. Strickland.
in doing it the right way and doing it the wrong way. And just wildly saying, oh, let's just throw some medication at people without knowing what's going on. Oh, Uni, how's it going? How's it going? How are you doing this evening? You're actually catching me right towards the end, but hey, I'm glad you're here. It's always nice when people drop in. How are you doing tonight? Good, 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 good. It's... Wow, it's almost 11:30. That sucks. Yeah, I was right. It's getting real close to,
It's locked. Now that Dr. Ackroyd has been warned, he should make good use of this formula.
Now, let's see here. Anything else here?
Right.
No, I can't get into there.
Locked, all right.
Without the keys, it's not going to be helpful. Ah. Yes, Eastern Standard Time. That is correct. I find it's, useful. Oh, good. Nice stories about people. This is one of those games that it's
locked, all right.
What do I say about Vampyr? It has spouts of really good combat intermixed with spouts of really interesting dialogue and story. Yes, there is. Since you're here and you want to hang out, I'll actually show you real quick before I pull off. You would think that it's just like a visual novel or dialogue type game, but really it's not. It has a really in-depth combat system. See, here's your character. I got a machete, I got a bludgeon, got some weapons, got some energies, I have vampire abilities. I can heal myself, and I can create a blood lance. But let me find something that I can kill real quick. Because right now I'm in a town area, and while I could injure these people, I won't. Because that's not what they're here for. Well, I could be. You could injure them. But, yeah, I got a machete. Is there no skulls over here? So, you are a vampire. And you're also a doctor. So, you are a world-leading phlebotomist. And you become a vampire. So, very, very nice irony from the developer and author of the story there. So, you wake up in a ditch, in a mass grave, where you end up killing your sister, running from the local gangs, and finding refuge in a hospital, of all places. But because you're a doctor, it actually works out for you. So, let's see here. Oh, that's right, I haven't cleared the werewolf yet. Hold on, I can't use this area for combat. So you've got that going for you. You've got a whole section of London. I'll show you the map in a second with the lids up. That you can work around. And it's tough because we are low level, we're under level 10. And the areas around us, like the area we're in is like up to level like 15 or whatever. The docks area is like anywhere between levels like 8 or 11, 8 to like 16. And then the section after that, so like the docks down here is like 8 to 16. This area over here, this part of Whitechapel is a little weaker, but this side of Whitechapel is like 18 to 22. And then you have the western docks, the northern docks, and so on and so forth, the west end. And the levels go up real rapidly. as to, you know, how difficult the fights are. But, you know, I'll show you the combat once I find something to kill real quick. Da, 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 da. I can come over. Oh, there we go. So I can... Ooh. Really? I can stun people. I can feed on them. And I can hack them up. Unfortunately, 3-on-1. Oh, that guy sucks. Hate this guy with the blunderbuss. And there's 3 of them, which is a little above my pay grade. Oh, got him. Oh, I got this guy separated. It's level 13. That's awesome. I just gotta kill this 13. He's the one that's really a threat. He's got some serious hit points. This guy's not too bad. Let me heal real quick. Oh, I missed. Oh, just die. Get over here. He's so strong, he's got a... Yeah, some of the enemies you run into in this game, when they're above your level, they are really above your level. And they just annihilate you. But, yeah, so that's a little bit of the combat. I've got a werewolf I need to kill, but he's still above my pay grade, I think. But, so you have the story elements, like dealing with, like these guys are bad. Yeah, no kidding. They are pretty badass. So you have the story elements that you're running through here inside the hospital. And, trying to figure out everybody's story and what's going on, and there's a story where one of the nurses is, having an affair with, well, having an affair, but has a relationship with, the ambulance driver, and there's a whole series of stories around that. And then there's another set of stories where, what do we have? So, these two are an item, and this guy's just a badass. These two should be an item, but they're not. And she's covering for this guy's malpractice, so we decided to let it go. This mom is overprotective of her son. This guy has a surgery that he needs done in his arm, and these two doctors are arguing over how to deal with the surgery. These two can't decide if they want to be in a relationship or not. These two are in a relationship. And this is the quest that we have. Like, let's have to figure out this quest here. This side quest is the last one I have to do for the side quest for this area. But yeah, so crafting is easy. You just go over to the craft bench. These are in all kinds of places that you can craft. And well, I don't have what I need to do that. I might be able to upgrade my bludgeon. So I can upgrade the bludgeon, or I can upgrade the hacksaw. Upgrading the hacksaw. I do need to upgrade my one-handed weapon. We're just not doing enough damage. Well, that's it. So, I think I'll do here is I'm going to upgrade the hacksaw. And that'll be helpful. I wish I could upgrade the stake, but I can't. That's the best I can do on the stake. Which is such a shame. And we'll just have to equip it. So we have different things that we can make. Like these here are remedies for patients. And these here are remedies for me. So I can make, medication for myself. It's really nice. Equipment. Let's trade that out for the hacksaw. Because we could use that. Be more effective. Definitely could be more effective. And I'm going to go ahead and save over here real quick. And when you rest, you also save. Also when you zone, it auto-saves. So there's no manually saving in the game. Which is really nice because one of the big problems you have in a lot of games is, when do you save, how do you save, and so on. So one of the things that I really need is this one right here. Because this gives us more healing items that we can make out. And we'll confirm. Yeah, I screwed up and did the reset a little bit ago. And I had to figure out where everything was. But yeah, so you saw the tree there. And that's all your skills. They all have that, big, nice, fancy tree of different types of things. You have different attacks. So like here I can make more of this. Assuming I have what I need, which I really don't. But you have so different attacks, you have different defenses and everything else. It's really cool. If you like story-driven and story-centralized gameplay in a dark, dingy world, this game is for you. It is a fantastic environment. The writing, the voice acting, the animations hit the mouse a little funky, but you gotta keep in mind when this game came out. The visualizations, the world building is so fantastic. In this world, we are between World War I and World War II. I think it's like the early 20s, it's like 2020. And they're dealing with a flu outbreak and a vampire outbreak in London at the same time. It's crazy. These guys have crazy bad luck. And here you are, a doctor, trying to decide which way you want to play. Do you want to be the vampire and just go for broke as the vampire? Or do you want to be the doctor and maybe try and cure yourself of the disease, of the vampiric disease? Or play the line, go down the middle. Where you do what you can as a doctor, and then anybody who you don't like, just kill them off, like the guys who want to kill you. which is what I'm doing. Yeah, I'm not actually terrorizing any of the individuals in town, the actual citizens that you can heal up and keep safe. But you can devolve the town. So, like, where's the map? Here's the map. And I want this one here. So, like, here you can see we're in Pembroke Hospital, which is healthy. And if I switch to the docks, see how it's stable. But if I switch to Whitechapel, it's in serious. So everybody in Whitechapel is in a really bad state. You have the skulls, which is the failed vampires, running rampant. You have the gangs running rampant. Everybody's sick. Everybody needs help. And this last bit right here is, stable. That's the West End. But, so you have all of these areas going on, and you could choose to either A, heal the city, basically bring everybody up to sanitized, as you're playing through the story, or you could be the harbinger of death and take everything down to ultra hostile and kill everybody off. So you have lots of options on how you want to play the game. I think of like Fable with its, light side, dark side system that they had, where you could go really dark side if you wanted to and basically kill off everything. Or go really light side and be the savior of the world. Or the ruler of hell. And this game captures that style of gameplay, I think, better than the Fable series even caught up. So it's really interesting. I actually wish I'd started playing it earlier in the month and just played through, during the month of October. So, but yeah, it's a fun game. I like it. But it is a very story-heavy game, which there's benefits to that. If I had more people in the channel, we'd talk more. Because I'm not, drawn into the game as much. But I tend to let the game talk. But in any case, I'm glad you could drop in for at least part of the gameplay. But it is real late. So, thank you for dropping in. And I've actually had quite a few people come around to check out the game. So, because nobody talks, I don't know how long they were here. So, I hate to do it, but I greatly appreciate you dropping in. However, at this point, I actually need to go get some sleep. So, glad you could come in and check it out. And, I am going to try to continue this tomorrow as well, as long as everything goes well. I'm going to actually boot it back up and play it some more tomorrow, if I can. So, you might catch me then, too. I know you're kind of up during that time of day. So, you might catch me then and be able to see more of the gameplay at that point. But, I'll talk to you when I talk to you. Have a good night.